So the reality for every trader and investor is that money is a driving force. Obviously, we all want to make more money, and I don't believe that there's anything wrong with that, especially something like trading and investing where we are allocating resources now, money, capital, time, to potentially leverage it into the future. I believe that this is a very, very responsible thing to do if you actually take some good approaches. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I think the realistic steps to become a millionaire from Forex trading would involve. And we're going to go through some steps, and we're going to talk about some actual practical ways to go from somebody who doesn't have $1 million to becoming a millionaire from trading and investing. I do believe it is possible. I don't believe most people will do it because it's not easy, but I do think that there are some steps that we can talk about. So stay tuned. Let's jump into it. Hey traders, investors, entrepreneurs, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nick and I share all sorts of content here about the markets as well as just being an entrepreneurial person in your own way. Anybody can do this sort of thing, and I think that, learning to be able to trade the markets or invest your money or be smart with your money is something that anybody and all people can improve on. So what we're going to be talking about today is an interesting topic. How can you go from having not a lot of money to becoming a millionaire and doing a lot of it from trading? Is this something that's possible, and how can one do this? Well, obviously, regarding strategies and that sort of thing, you need to have entries and exits and that sort of thing. You need to have a trading plan. You need to have a way to do this. But we're going to talk about the kind of bigger picture steps that are required to go from having low amounts of money to getting to the point where you have a lot of money. Now, there is something that not a lot of people want to hear involved, which is hard work and time. Okay? Unfortunately, when it becomes aware, or when social media makes Forex aware to new people, a lot of times what they're doing is they're showing this really easy, hey, I made $1,500 in a day, I made $2,500 in a day just from doing a simple strategy. And that is partially true. It is possible to make that kind of money from trading, but you need capital first. The reality of trading and investing is that just like everything else in life, if you're going to start a business, it takes money to start that business. Forex trading and investing in general does not have anything different. You need money to start, okay? Now, there's a whole nother thing though when you want to talk about taking a small amount of money. Let's say that you had something like $1,000, which in the US is not a lot of money, right? It is a decent amount of money. In other parts of the world, this is going to be more or less. But for the US, and that's what I know personally, $1,000 is a good bit of money, but it is not a massive amount of wealth by any means. Okay, so $1,000 to $1 million. Is this even possible, and is it even practical? Well, what I'm going to do in today's video, as I mentioned, is I'm going to share some steps required, I think, to take an amount of money like $1,000 and make it into a large amount of capital, maybe even something that could work towards your retirement. Maybe you could do this as a full-time job, right? If you have capital, it is certainly possible to be a full-time trader. But unfortunately, in my opinion, if you don't have much capital, doing this full-time is very, very unrealistic. If you have $1,000 and you're trying to do this full-time today, you need to be making probably 200% per month just to pay your bills in the US. If you have $2,000, right, that would be 200%. Maybe you could barely get by without depositing, but 200% per month is extremely unrealistic in my opinion. And so we need to look at some more practical approaches. So what we'll do today is we'll talk about how realistic is it to become a millionaire from trading. Well, if you have $1,000 and you grow that amount by some percentage per month, we'll talk about that in a moment, how long would it take? So you want to be a millionaire. So there are some things that I think we need to talk about. So many times when we go to social media, we get this idea that trading involves you make $1,500, $2,500 and then you withdraw it and you go have a party and you buy a Lamborghini. That is not the reality for a lot of successful entrepreneurs and a lot of successful investors and traders. They do not take the money they make and go spend it in the short term. Just like investing is a long-term game, they keep their money in for the long term as much as possible. The difference between wealthy people and broke people a lot of times is that broke people take all the money that they make and they spend it trying to look rich, while rich people are actually busy just actually getting rich by reinvesting the money they make into assets and into investments that can make them more money, right? That is the power, is money. If you withdraw your money all the time, then your money is only going to go up linear in your account, right? Because you're going to be reducing your account along the way. You're going to be taking money out, okay? That is going to hurt the overall long-term performance of your trading, in my opinion. Why? Well, because if you don't withdraw, if you only deposit, your money starts to look like this. And who doesn't want their money to look like this? Everybody does, right? Everybody wants to make more money. And so if we're only looking at it as a short-term way to make a couple extra bucks so that we can go have a party, then great. You know, if that's how you want to treat trading, then by all means, that's your decision to make. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be a millionaire from your trading, you've got to, in my opinion, start picking up the mindset of the long-term investor, the person who's going to be in this for the big runs in the long term, not in the short term little quick gains that they could make. Because scaling your account involves making money. If you make $100 on your account, right? The best thing, in my opinion, you can do if you don't need that money immediately is to reinvest that money right back into the account and start gaining on that extra capital. The more money you have in your account, the more money you stand to make overall. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk, let's go actually do some examples. So I've got a calculator that I can pull up. So I'll pull that up. So I've got a calculator here. This is a compound growth calculator, and I love playing with these things. If you guys haven't played with them, this is a super fun little, just do a search for a compound growth calculator and you can take a look at what you've got here. So what we can do is we can start plugging in some numbers. So when it comes to your investment strategy, we can take a look at how much percent we can make per month. These are going to be the big things we need to answer. How much money are you starting with in your trading or investing account, whether it's stocks, whether it's Forex, whatever it is, right? Whether it's real estate, whatever it is, right? Take a look at your initial contribution and how much are you going to contribute. Now, this is going to be a big one, so stay with me there. Additional contributions in Forex trading or stock trading would be adding more to your account, depositing from other sources of income that you have in your whether it's from your day job, whether it is from a side hustle that you have, taking money that you're making and contributing it to your account is one of the most powerful ways to grow it over time. So stay tuned with me on that. So the contribution frequency is how often are you going to be adding to the account. The rate of return is, of course, your percentage either per month or per year. We'll do that in just a moment. And the timeline that we're going to be looking. So if we have a goal of, let's say, $1 million in our account, let's talk about what we started at. If we have $1,000 in the account, which is a relatively small account, let's start with $1,000. And let's say that we stick to a contribution frequency. Let's say we have a side hustle and we do something like $500 per month. Some people can do this, some people can't. And depending on where you are in the world, these numbers are going to be bigger or smaller, and that's fine. Just, make it into your own if you want to play with a calculator like this. I love doing this, like I mentioned. So it is helpful to me to get a long-term vision. And let's say that your rate of return per month, every month, how much can you make? Well, let's say that you're relatively aggressive and you make something like 5%, which is possible. And even the best traders I know, 5% is an incredible return per month because you can compound it and it can actually grow into a lot of money relatively quickly just with 5%. So we're compounding 5% per month. We've got $500 coming into the account each month from our side hustle. Let's say we're really dedicated and we're trying to add to the account overall. And let's say that we do this for 10 years. What are we gonna be at? Okay, well, we can take a look and you can see that we are at, after 10 years, at $79,000. Now remember, we only started with $1,000 and we contributed 61. So of course, this is not going to be incredible, massive money. But that's the thing is most people, again, they fall into the trap of social media that makes it look like it's going to be super easy and short term they're going to make tremendous success. But even if you made something like 20% per month, right, what would we be at? At 20% a month, we still wouldn't hit our goal of $1 million. We would still, which 20% per month, if you know somebody who does that per month consistently for more than 1 or 2 months, hit me up because that is unheard of. I've never seen somebody who can do 20% per month for more than a few months in a row. If you've got somebody who can do that for a year, 2 years in a row, that would be absolutely incredible. So if we go to something, let's say, we'll go back to 5%, but let's play around with it a little bit more. Let's say that we decide we work extra hard, we do whatever we need to do, and we can actually deposit something a little bit bigger, like $10,000 with a monthly deposit of something like $1,000. Well, now you can really quickly see that things start to add up. So in 10 years, we're actually at $171,000. Check this out. If we do 20 years, 10 more years after that, we're already at $438,000, right? And I know people are not going to like this because I always get comments like this, you expect me to do this for 20 years to make money? And the answer is do what you want to do, but I plan on doing it for 50. If I can do it for as long as possible, then that's my goal, right? If you did it for 50 years, take a look at this compounding power, right? Your money is at $2.8 million, right? That's an incredible amount of money. So you have to have that long-term horizon. You have to have that patience. And that's why so many people fail at this, is because they want this sort of return really quick. They don't want to mess around with 20, 30 years. But if you're a real trader, real traders will tell you that this is not something that they want to quit in a year or two. Real traders and investors are happy to do this for the rest of their lives because this is a passion, right? Trading is not an easy way to make money. It is a way to build money over time and compound it into a lot of money. That's the real power. So let's say that you get a raise or whatever and you work up to $5,000 contributions every month. Well, now you're going to see we're going to be hitting our numbers a lot easier, a lot quicker. Right now we're after 10 years at almost $800,000. Well, what if we go just 15 years and take a look? There we go. We've hit our goal. So if you can make 5% per month and you could contribute this amount of money per month, then theoretically in 15 years, you could become a millionaire just from trading Forex and investing into your account. So if we go down to here, you can see that that would be a requirement of, okay, you've contributed 910,000. Your compounded returns, you've made $500,000 just from building your account, right? So we can stress test a little bit more. What if we only could put in 3,000? We're still not quite there. So if we did 17 years, I'm going to guess 17, not quite. 18 years, it would take us to become a millionaire. So you can go play around with these sort of calculators. Again, you're not accounting for taxes in here either, which is also going to cut down quite a bit of this. So the short answer for you guys is that you're not going to become a millionaire quickly. It's not going to be easy. Trading is not an easy rags to riches story, but if you have patience and you have dedication to this, you absolutely, in my opinion, can change your life in the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, just by mastering the markets, working hard to improve, and consistently growing and building accounts. That's what real winning traders do, in my opinion, is they don't do it short term. It's not this year or next. It's 10 years, 20 years that they're going to drastically change their financial future, right? So having that long-term vision is ultimately the most powerful thing you can do in trading, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back next time.